welcome to this edition of the podcast. In this episode, I want to speak to a certain type of woman, and these are women that I have already worked with during my coaching career who have been in these chaotic, extremely toxic relationships while they have a very high caliber type of career where they got to keep this all on the down low. You might have a public facing career, and some of that might be included in the medical field, or you have a psychology degree and you work with private clients while behind the scenes you're falling apart and unraveling and you can't even figure out your own relationship while you're helping other people with their situation. And it's going to be very hard for you to show up at a high level that you are required to when you have this caliber of career. If you're seeing patients, you're a doctor of some kind or a physician or other medical expert practitioner, you need to have your head in the game. And so when I've worked with women like this, that's exactly what we're working on. So they're going from, I'm here in my practice, seeing patients, doing, whatever procedures, working on that. Then I go home to absolute shit show and it's chaos and everything's falling apart and I'm the strong one. I'm taking care of everything. Everyone's relying on me. I just do. And then I have to go to work, or I'm missing appointments, or I'm showing up frazzled, or I'm dealing with text bullshit while I'm at work or phone calls at work. And everything is just chaotic and things start to unravel fast. You can have this very high caliber, booming career and have it start to fall apart because it's all a reflection of you. And so you might be seen as the high performing woman, the strong one, the responsible one, the one that is there for everyone. And this was me. I was the type of woman that if someone needed something from me, I would move mountains to help them, to be the one that was there for everyone else, until I started to see who's doing that for me. And then you build that resentment, right? You build a bit of resentment around that. You can start to resent patients, clients, people that you're working with because you don't have the mental bandwidth to deal with what is going on for them when you can barely keep it together yourself. So you start to build that misaligned energy. And so then things start to fall apart. And I don't want that for anyone. And so you're in that survival mode, but you have to silently, you do it behind closed doors, you're silently unraveling and spiraling. But you got to show up as this high-powered woman. And you have no time, you have no space, and you're also keeping it secret. No one can know. You might be surrounded by other high-caliber people, and you don't want them to know what's going on. You are seeing patients and clients in your city, and you don't want to just let this person know that you could run into at the grocery store, or it could be one of your patients or something. I understand this fully as I was working in the counseling field, and I remember that feeling of I have to keep this front up because no one can know what's really going on behind closed doors. And I was very good at what I did, but there was a misalignment there, to be sure. And then having to show up fully in a good space for clients when I just was not there mentally, very difficult. And it's very difficult to succeed and thrive in that. And so if you're in this place, maybe what you're seeking, like the women that I have worked with, is you're wanting more of a private space to fall apart without the judgment, to fall apart without worrying that someone else is going to hear about it, or that someone's going to know about your situation. You want support from someone who gets it, that's not just trauma informed, but understands about you're wanting to keep your status and your public persona. And you want support that's discreet, that feels really intimate without the bullshit, because you're that type of woman that you're just give me the direction, give me the path, because I got to do this. You're check. When can I be healed? When can this be done? I don't mean that. Your healing cannot be put on a timeline, but I know if you're like me and the women I have worked with on an intimate level, you are that no bullshit. Like, I just want the path. Give me the path. I'll do the work, but give me the pathway to get there faster, because what I'm doing isn't working and I do need to get shit done and get back to work. Right? It's like the high achieving mantra. Like, just can we hurry this along so I can get back to doing shit? You're the woman that everyone else leans on, and you hold space for everyone else as the strong woman, but behind closed doors, you're cracking, and it's getting more and more difficult to keep that up. And you're putting in so much and having to deal with so much. And this can be a really difficult place to be, because it's living two different lives. I've heard these women say this. It's like, I'm the doctor here, and then I have to go home and I'm dealing with all this bullshit, like this trivial shit and the chaos and the mayhem. And, you know, it's like a stigma, I think, that only women who don't have resources, or uneducated women, or women who don't have their own money or a head on their shoulders get in these relationships. And that is just simply not true. And in fact, the women that have all this to give, they're often also very empathic, very giving, and people pleasing, and just bleed their hearts out to help anyone and everyone that needs it. And they get taken advantage of. And then they're burned out and bitter as everything is falling apart and no one is there for them. That's a very sobering reality. And so it's up to you to put that oxygen mask on yourself. So if you're in this place, this is just a private woman-to-woman invitation. If you're in this place where you do have that type of higher level front-facing career where you don't feel like you can get the type of support that you need on a discrete level, maybe you live in a community where everybody knows one another, or you don't want to see that therapist at the grocery store when you're a doctor, or other medical professional, or you're a psychologist, or, you know, I've worked with women on all those levels, and I get it, because on some level I was in that place as well. So I understand that feeling of, I'm keeping this professional image, so I've got to keep it all together. I got to keep my shit together. And you can do it for a while until you can't, until things start to fall apart. So if this is speaking to you, and you know that something needs to give, I offer a professional, discreet, identity level shifting coaching for women who are ready to stop surviving, and you're ready to start reclaiming your power and really getting this dialed in, because I don't want to see any woman lose everything that she has built because of a man, because of this nonsense that you're dealing with. So if you want powerful coaching from someone that gets it, someone that's lived it, someone that has worked with other women on all different scales of profession, I invite you to apply to book a consult with me to see if private one-on-one coaching is right for you. Again, this isn't for every woman. This is for the woman who is earning 6 figures or more. You have the financial means to leave, but something else is keeping you in this drama, and you're ready to break free from it. You're ready to go all in and really focus in on your career and your future and for your children. But something is just blocking you from being able to sort this part of your life out. And that's who I work with. And if you would like to take that next step, the link is in the show notes of this episode. And just closing notes is, you have to realize that the person that you choose to be in a relationship with deeply impacts every area of your life. And my passion is to help women tap back into their power and create the financial means and stability where they will never, ever find themselves trapped in this type of dynamic, this chaos-inducing mayhem dynamic ever again. The thing that saddens me the most is when children are wrapped up in this. And it's a very difficult thing to rectify and reconcile within yourself when you realize that they have been wrapped up in it and that there was some repercussions in that for them. It's a very, very hard pill to swallow. And so I want to shorten that duration for every woman and for every child that's wrapped up in this. I want you to feel free. I want you to wake up in the morning and be able to breathe and do what you need to do in the morning and be that peaceful, grounded, present mother before you head off to work, before you do the things that you need to do that day, and where you really are valuing yourself and you have high standards and you're not tolerating anything that bleeds into your life and creates chaos. You are valuing your peace and your stability more than anything else, more than a man, more than a relationship. You are putting yourself first now, and that is the woman that I want to work with. You're ready to do that. You're not just dabbling and still trying to make excuses. You're ready to fully own this and take it seriously. All right, so that's what I have for you in this episode. I'll chat with you in the next one. Bye for now.